You would have heard of the fact that India is the recipient of the largest remittances from its diaspora across the world. Do you know that in 2023, India received remittances of over $100 billion? Would you like to know further details of remittances and a comparative study of the remittance options? Then watch this video. So, what is a remittance? Remittance in simple terms is money being sent by one person to another, usually from overseas. An NRI sending money from his overseas account to his own or his family member's account in India can be termed as remittance. What are the options to send remittances from overseas to an account in India? There are multiple options to send remittances. NRIs usually send their remittances through bank wire transfers, or through online money transfer services, or through the option of exchange houses. Before we explore the details, please subscribe to our channel. This will help us bring you more such informative videos. Let's now explore these three options. The first option is bank wire transfers. This involves sending money electronically from one bank account to another through a secure network called Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, popularly known as SWIFT. Wire transfer is a widely used method for international transfers due to its reliability and security. Before sending a remittance through a bank wire transfer, the following details would be required: the recipient's full name and address and the recipient's bank name and address. The remitter will also require the SWIFT/BIC code of the recipient's bank. This is a unique code which identifies the recipient's bank internationally. The recipient's bank account number is also required. And finally, the IFSC code of the recipient's bank. This is a code used in India to identify the specific branch of the bank. The remitter has to visit the local bank branch and submit a wire transfer request with the required details. The bank would thereafter transfer the funds. Some banks also provide this procedure through an online option. Through this, the remitter can submit the wire transfer form and details online without having to go to the branch physically. There are charges for sending remittances and the fees for this can be done through cash or debit from the local account. Once processed, the bank provides the remitter with a confirmation receipt or reference number which is required for tracking purposes. The wire transfer usually takes 1 to 5 business days, depending on the banks involved and the country's banking systems. So, what are the costs involved in doing a remittance through the bank wire transfer system? The remitting bank's charge for wire transfers can range from $15 to $50 depending on the bank and the amount sent. This fee may be a flat rate or a percentage of the transfer amount. The receiver's Indian bank may also charge a nominal fee for incoming international transfers which can typically range between 100 rupees to 500 rupees. Let's now see the advantages of the wire transfer process. The biggest advantage of bank wire transfers is the high level of security and reliability. The other advantage is that most banks offer wire transfer services. It is easy to track and confirm the status of the transfer. It's also a convenient process. Given the high level of security, bank wire transfer is usually the preferred option for high-value transfers. Are there any disadvantages? Yes. This option can be more expensive than the other remittance options. Transfers may also take a longer time. And, since for some transfers, the remitter will have to physically visit the branch, it can be less convenient when compared to online options. So, in summary, bank wire transfers are a dependable choice for sending remittances. They offer a high level of security and are supported by most financial institutions globally. However, be mindful of the costs and processing times, and ensure that all information provided is accurate to facilitate a smooth transfer. Now, let's see the second option of online money transfer services. This remittance option has now become a popular and convenient option. It allows you to send money electronically via a website or mobile app. The exchange rates are more competitive and the fees are lower when compared to bank wire transfers. Let's see how this process works. The first step is to choose a service provider. Some of the popular online money transfer services are Wise, Remitly, Zoom, Revolut and WorldRemit. One can choose a service provider based on factors like fees, exchange rates, speed, and user reviews. Once the service provider is selected, an account has to be created. This can be done through the service provider's website or app. After the account is created, a verification process has to be completed, which may include uploading a government-issued identity document, proof of address, and possibly a photo of yourself. The identity verification step is required to comply with anti-money laundering regulations. Once the verification process is completed, the remitter can access the account on the service provider's platform and complete the transfer by specifying the amount and the recipient details. The service provider will process the payment after the remitter submits the required details. The remitter will also receive a confirmation receipt or reference number, which can be used to track the status of the transfer via the service provider's website or app. The recipient usually receives the funds in 1 or 2 business days. How much does it cost to remit through the online money transfer option? Generally, this option has lower fees than traditional banks, typically ranging from $2 to $10 per transfer. The exchange rate margin is also lower. Some services may charge extra fees for using credit cards or for faster delivery options. Let's now see what the advantages of the online money transfer option are. The biggest advantage of online money transfer services are that they generally offer lower fees and better exchange rates compared to traditional banks. And this option is easy to use from anywhere with internet access. Another advantage is that this option allows the remitter to track the status of the transfer in real time. Transfers can be faster, sometimes within a few minutes. But there can also be some disadvantages of online money transfer services. Some services may have limits on the amount that can be sent. Also, the initial account verification can take time. Another issue is that the online option requires a reliable internet connection, which, at times, might not be available. To summarize, online money transfer services offer a modern, efficient, and cost-effective way to send remittances to India. By following the steps outlined and considering the associated costs and safety factors, you can choose a service that best meets your needs for transferring funds internationally. Let's now see the third option of sending remittances through exchange houses. Remitting money through an exchange house, also known as a money transfer operator or international money transfer operator, is a traditional and widely used method for transferring funds internationally. An exchange house is a financial institution that specializes in currency exchange and money transfer services. These establishments facilitate the conversion of one currency to another and often provide international remittance services. They are particularly common in regions with high volumes of international trade and migration, such as the Middle East. They often have physical branches and/or online platforms, and are known for providing cash pickup services in addition to direct bank transfers. Let's now explore further details of remittances through exchange houses. The first step is to research and select an exchange house based on factors like fees, speed of transfer, and availability of pickup locations. After selecting the exchange house option, one can visit the exchange house or use their online platform for registration of the sender details. The remittance can be done by providing the recipient's bank account number, bank name, SWIFT/PIC code, IFSC code and the amount of funds that is to be remitted. Upon confirming the transfer details, the remittance charges have to be paid. The payment of the remittance charges can be done through cash, debit card or credit card at the exchange house's branch or through the online option. The exchange house will then proceed with the remittance. The remitter will receive a confirmation receipt or reference number which is required for tracking purposes. The transfer is usually done by the same day or by the next day and the funds are deposited into the recipient's bank account. They can check their account balance or receive a notification from their bank. How much does this option cost? Exchange houses charge a fee which can range from $10 to $50 depending on the amount sent, the destination, and the service provider. The exchange rate offered may include a margin, which affects the amount the recipient receives. This margin can be higher than that of online money transfer services. What are the safety considerations when you remit through an exchange house? It's always better to remit through established exchange houses since they use secure systems to handle transfers. They are regulated and adhere to anti-money laundering regulations. Also, check the reputation of the exchange houses and their service through known people and online reviews. Always avoid using unverified or unofficial agents. Let's now see the advantages of remittance through exchange houses. Exchange houses usually have a wide network of branches and agents, especially in major cities and towns. They also provide tracking capabilities for the remittances and immediate confirmation. But, despite their advantages, there could be some disadvantages too. This option can be more expensive than online services, especially for smaller amounts. Exchange houses also have higher margins compared to online money transfer services. And, it could be more risky to do remittances through a small and unrecognized exchange house. Ensure that the method you choose complies with both the sending and receiving country's regulations. So, which is the best option to send remittances? For most people, online money transfer services offer the advantage of low fees, competitive exchange rates, and convenience. In some regions such as the Gulf region, exchange houses have a strong presence and can provide competitive rates and excellent service. However, a bank wire transfer might be preferable and cost-efficient while transferring a large sum. So, NRIs should explore all the options basis the remittance value, frequency of remittance, charges, service levels and safety parameters to optimize their remittances. Thank you for watching. Hope you've got more details through this video.